using systems to solve complicated word problems. Miguel has 50 coins totaling $6.05. They're nickels, dimes, and quarters. How many of each type does he have if he has 15 more dimes and nickels? So we're going to have three equations here, a total coin equation, total value, and extra information. So since we have quarters, dimes, and nickels, we need to assign variables. Q, D, and N make sense, but is Q 25? No, that's the value. So let's write an equation. Q plus D plus N, that's the number of each of those coins, is 50. Now let's do a value equation. 25 times Q plus 10 times D plus 5 times N, that's the value, and put it in cents, 605 cents instead of $6.05. And then the final equation is N plus 15 equals D. If we sub that N plus 15 in for D in the first equation, look what happens. We simplify, and now we're down to two variables instead of three. But let's take the second equation, the value equation, and do it as well. Substitute in the N plus 15 for D, simplify it, and you can see now that we have another equation with just Q and N in it. So now instead of having three variables, we have two equations with two unknowns. That's a lot easier to simplify using, well, substitution in this case. So let's solve for Q in one of the equations, and Q is equal to 35 minus 2N. Now we'll sub that in for Q in the second equation, distribute out, and we get, combining like terms, negative 35N is equal to negative 420. Divide both sides by negative 35, and we get N is equal to 12. So we now know that we have 12 nickels. Well, now we can put that back in and get the number of quarters into one of those equations. And we get 11 quarters. And since we had a total of 50 coins altogether, remember from the first equation that we even wrote, we get 11 plus D plus 12 equals 50, and so D is 27 dimes.